So have you been programming in Solidity at all? Seems like you're,
No, I'd really like to learn.
it's the the vulnerability surface of Web3 is very concerning to me.
Yeah,
Like, you build something Web2 or you have something on AWS or whatever, and you have it behind a firewall and VPN and stuff, and like you you open up what you need and it's relatively safe, right? But then Web3, it's like, you can be millions, hundreds of millions of dollars interacting with your contract and just one flaw in your code somewhere. And you and everyone who's interacted with that contract just gets screwed.
yeah, and that's the problem.
And
I'd say that's probably more the problem with the banking system. I'm sorry. That argues favorably for the current banking centralized banking system we have. That
yeah,
even though it sucks, the fact that criminals aren't willing to interact with the current banking system because it's very dangerous, right, to do so. If you try to scam J.P. Morgan, you go to jail, right? But if you try to scam somebody on the Web3, basically it's, you know, do what you want, Nobody's going to
yeah,
come catch you.
yeah, there's an anonymous factor to it, but it's just outside of the whole anonymity part of it, just the software, just focusing on the software side of it. I don't think many programmers today really. I don't think there's enough care put into and thought put into making secure code that is free of vulnerabilities. And
Well,
even
yeah,
the
I mean,
auditing companies that do it, I mean, it's just such a tricky process. And
yeah.
um,
Yeah, no,
it's like once you push that code, there's no V2. There's no like, oh, I'm gonna remove those contracts, and unless you put in code that allows you to somehow nullify the contracts. But out of the box, there's nothing about those contracts that you deployed that allows you to put in a patch. You
yeah,
know,
yeah, I've talked about this before that like that, from another perspective, but it definitely is I mean, it's sort of a mess. You have to sort of make a future-proof system that's almost impossible in software. Anybody who's been around the hoop in software, knows this from already.
exactly. Yeah, it's a big problem. So I I think there needs to be better standards for the contracts that allows people to get the sort of legal things that you would reasonably expect lawyers to write in normal contracts. Like, hey, this is how we're going to exit the contract if something goes wrong and blah, blah, blah. Like, we need to have more standards for that within these smart contracts that allows everything to just kind of, okay, we found an issue, nullify everything, pull it back. Because we can't just have the Ethereum Classic issue. Are you familiar with that? Like
Yeah,
what
of
happened
course.
with, yeah, yeah, we can't be doing things like that.
Yeah, you just return to
Previous state,
previous state, just in a more digital native than anything. But
you know,
uh, so somebody said in the chat, real quick, I want to address this. If you scam somebody in real life with crypto and get caught, you do go to jail. What do you mean? No, that's totally true. I'm not saying exactly that. What I'm saying is, if you, let's say you did something like the Mt. Gox hack, right? Authorities will definitely come looking for you. But let's say you found a, one line exploit, some kind of like overflow exploit or timing attack in the contract, and nobody even knows, and the attacker makes 5 million bucks. That guy's never getting tracked down or cared about. Um, but yeah, if you like maliciously fucking take down an exchange or something like that, they're definitely gonna try to find you. But there's a big difference between that and, like I said, arguably doing exactly like what a smart contract. A lot of these flash loans are technically not illegal because they're exactly what the smart contract allowed for. So finding that kind of exploit is borderline either completely legal, because again, it's just code, right? Or it's not technically malicious. So you can find an exploit and as they say in Web3, quote unquote, code is law. So again, there's lots of different ways to figure that out.
Cool, man. Well, it was nice talking with you and looking forward to speaking again in the future. I'm going to send you my resume and hopefully this time you'll get it or whatever. But
Awesome.
I'll see you around.
Cringe.
What's cringe?
You just got in here, huh, Bubs?
Come again.
Paying $25K for Bloomberg. How we do with the time frame?
Is your Bloomberg copy like still purchasable somewhere?
Yeah, it'll be back up soon.
Nice.
We probably could like finesse a copy from a university if they give it to you for free. I think the finance school at my college gives students Yeah, it says that there's 4 Bloomberg terminals for student use at my college. And to access them, all you gotta do is be enrolled in a finance class or relevant to finance to have access to the terminal. But the terminals are only used for academic use.
Does Bloomberg effectively have a monopoly then, or do they just have a dominant market share for whatever service it is that they provide?